All right, so I want to do kind of a series on professions. It's something that I think Blizzard has tried to fix, but ultimately they failed, and I'll show you why. I'm standing in an ice field here. If you don't know, when you get to a certain point of renown with the or with the Tuskar, I want to say it's about 10. I just hit 18, so I can upgrade my harpoon, but I think it's somewhere around 10. Yeah, 10 is ice fishing. When you hit 15, you can lava fish. I actually caught some lava fish this morning. I'll show you those. You'll have to forgive me. I've been kind of under the weather. They're called, what are they called? And I might have put them in the bank because I was in the city anyway. You can see pools in the lava. It'll show you pools if you have the ability to see fish, to find fish if you have that. If you don't, I've done a video on how to get the book for the find fish. It's really, really simple. So you're gonna see all these fish pools right here in this little area. So what you do is you get the ability to chip through the ice and fish for rhinefish tuna. We're gonna do that while we talk about professions. So way back in the day, professions used to have specializations. Let's turn the sound off. Let's turn the sound down so that it's not so loud. Let's see, master volume. Take that down a little bit so I can still hear the splash. Anyway, back in the day, they used to have specializations. They had weaponsmith, armorsmith, potion master, flask master. I remember going to Netherstorm, getting my flask master on my warlock on my original server. Okay, it used to be that way. Then they kind of got rid of all of the specializations, and that was that way from Wrath up until Dragonflight. So there were no more specializations. It was kind of a general thing, but it was it's been a complete failure all the way around, and I'll tell you why. This morning, so I crafted a whole bunch of bags, the water cloth bags. And I think I have some on this character because they're super cheap. If I get this thing out of the way, let me open my bag here as I fish. So these bags, no, these are all from Dragonflight. So the water cloth bags, they're pretty cheap to craft, and I've sold them for as much as 250, 300 gold, sometimes more. Um, but the price has dropped all the way down to 75 gold, and it's all because, again, like I've said in many of my videos, people just don't care. They'll spend 10,000 gold to make one. Um, the old saying, you're stepping over dollars to pick up dimes. That's exactly the way the WoW economy is. And so this has been my main throughout Dragonflight. This is an Affliction Warlock that I've been playing. Really like it. If you look over here on the left, you can see my reputation: 17 with Dragontail Expedition, 13 Maruk, 14 Valdrak, and 18 Tuskar. I've kind of focused on Tuskar because one of the professions that I've actually made money with is cooking. Well, cooking requires a lot of meats. A little bit different than some of the things I've seen in the past. A lot of the high value dishes are from fish. And in order to create the one feast, you have to have these rhinefin tuna. You can see them right down here, frosted rhinefin tuna. You brush them off when you're ready to cook. If you don't, they rot. And I think you have a chance to get a soggy clump of cards or something like that. But I just hang on to them until I'm ready to cook. So let's look through cooking real quick. So this is the feast that you get. I believe you get this from the feast, the community feast in Iskara. You cook a whole bunch of fish um, plates. You know, these are still pretty expensive. Some of them, well, this one's 5 gold. The basilisk eggs have actually come down a ton. They used to be very, very expensive. They've come way down. This one's 15.89. The rhyme fin tuna, it sells for 21 gold. The Alphin Dorado is the rare fish. It's very expensive, 40 gold. Snow in a cone. Now I made a ton of these. I ended up making about 20,000 gold from what I made. I posted some yesterday, posted some today. They're already gone. They are the feast that everybody's going to use during raid. They sell for right now 161. Again, I've sold these up to a couple hundred, 250 gold per. And when you make these, you make two. As you can see, the profit per craft is 61.86 down here. Um, it was over 80 this morning. That's why I crafted a whole bunch of these, but it's down to 60. So if you were to buy everything here, you'd make 61 gold profit. Most of this stuff I fish up on my own. I like to fish. I do the AFK farm, sit and watch Netflix and fish. That's kind of what I do. So fishing, cooking, great. You can make some really good gold. Um, Herbalism is another one. And if you look at my herbalism, I'm maxed out. Um, and my specializations, I might have gone over this before. I went 40 into botany so that I can uh, gather herbs while I'm mounted. Oh, maybe that's in cultivation. Where is it? Nope, it's got to be in botany. Yeah, you can gather herbs while you're mounted. And then I went into botany because I wanted to be able to get um, seeds. You get some of these seeds. Let me see if I've got some here. I've got decayed rouse seedling. These are kind of funny because you plant these and anything decayed is going to kill you. As hard as I have tried to stay alive as a warlock, I have no self healing, but it kills you. But you get a bunch of is it rousing order? One of the awakens or the rousings, you get those. Mastering the elements, I started into that. I'm probably going to go into Titan Touched here because you can go into Decayed and specialize in it. And I think it reduces the amount that it tries to kill you. Affected by decay, dealing damage has a chance to apply a damage affliction. So there might be some damage buffs in there. But I see a ton more Titan Touch stuff than I ever do Decayed. There's only certain areas that I have ever found decayed, and I'm not in there or not. Frigid and windswept, you can get rousing air, rousing frost from these. If you look at rousing frost right now, it's 14 gold. Or yeah, so that's not very efficient. A rousing fire is 10 gold. Um, your primal chaos, you get those. Rousing decay, there we go, 40 gold. So you're looking at 400. So you know DK would be a way to go if you wanted to make some gold, but I'm probably going to go Titan Touched because I would rather go that way. So anyway, going back to your herbs, um, you should be collecting the twos and threes. Uh, Saxifrage level 3, 40 gold each. Level 2 Hawkenbloom. The Hawkenbloom is, I think it was Mike on Iceberg Gaming said, everything is a weed. Hawkenbloom is a weed. So if we look at the map, you see all of these Hawkenbloom nodes here. They when a node pops up, it has the option of being either a Hawkenbloom or one of the other weeds, and it alternates kind of. So everything that's right here is frigid Hawkenbloom could technically be a rice bark because rice bark is a lot spawns a lot along this road here. If you go down in this area, there's a lot of spawns here. So there's a chance it could be a Hawkenbloom. It depends on when it was picked last time. He suggested taking small circles like right here. There's a bunch of spawns right around Camp Nowhere. Just make a circle around this, and when the Hawkenbloom pops, you pull it, and the next time it could be a rice bark. So um, that's my specialization. Bountiful Harvest, I really haven't gone into this. I probably get higher level herbs, but for what I'm doing, what the specialization I have is just fine. So then I decided to do Inscription because I had heard of these contracts, the contracts and the missives. So let's go down to Contracts Artisans Consortium. Now, the first time I bought this, I paid 1,200 gold. They're at 350 gold. So now every time I do a world quest, I get 15 Artisans Consortium rep. It may not seem like a lot, but if all of the world quests every 3.5 days, it starts to adds up. Artisans Consortium is by far the hardest. Even though I'm only at round 13 with like the Centaur and the 14th Valdrakken, there's tons and tons of quests in Thaldraszus, in the Alhambra Plains. I could get those up pretty simply. The Artisans Consortium, you've got your weeklies, you've got a few quests when you first start out at the Ruby Life Pool. You've got sparse quests here and there, but it's not like the others. So I chose to. I have this contract you can see right up here in the corner. I just popped it before I came up here. So you get 15 reputation with the Artisans Consortium when doing world quests. So I use that. Um, that's why I decided I wanted to do this because you can get all of these contracts, plus you can get these treaties. So, for instance, I would want a treaty on herbalism. They're BOP, so you can put in work orders with your alts because you're not going to have inscription on all of your characters, and you can get these treaties, and it will give you one knowledge point per contract. And I don't know, I think you can only do one of these a week, I believe. I haven't got there yet because you actually have to do other treaties, crafting other draconic treaties, and archiving in specialization in treaties, and I have done that. I'm 10 out of 20 on that, mainly because I think it's just resourcefulness and crafting faster. I don't care how fast I craft. So um, I've gone into a few things here, a little bit of resourcefulness and stuff. But this is why I started a scribe, is because of these contracts and because of these treaties. After you get to a certain point, getting knowledge points is going to be very, very difficult. And this is, I don't know if I'd call you a failure, but it's something that is really holding people back, is the number of knowledge points. So, I have, what do I have? 45 there. I have 60, 71 there. So you're looking at, you're going to need, if you were going to get everything, you're talking hundreds of knowledge points. And to get those, I mean, this is my main, so I'm maybe 20% of the way there. And I do all of my quests, my weekly quests, my Artisans Consortium quests. You pick up these little things like this Death Bloom petal that increase your herbalism. I got a treasure earlier during the feast that gave me some inscription knowledge, but they're very, very hard to come by. And when you have this many specializations, I haven't even gone into rune crafting. You're talking about 30 there, 30 there, 20, 20, 20, 30. So that's 110 just in this tree here. Okay, are we expecting this expansion to go for 5 years? Because that's the only way that you could get that many knowledge points, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong, but this is how professions have just they've turned it into a joke. These missives, they help with certain aspects like this one, plus 20 recipe difficulty. Um, this one is more difficulty. There are certain things that you can get that will enhance when you craft. Guaranteed versatility and mastery. But if you look down here at Craft Sim, so it's 179 gold to craft. You're losing 162 gold. So people are selling this for 8 gold and 25 silver, even though it costs 179 gold to craft. Total failure. So why is it that this is happening? Because the entire system is broken. I'm glad that I did this because I'm going to make this stuff for myself. It's probably by the time I get to it, it's probably only going to be a few gold. But in all honesty, by the time I get to it, it's probably not going to be worth it. People who went into Dark Moon got kicked in the ass hardcore. Why? Because Dark Moon didn't turn out to be what they wanted. Um, these are all BOP, 54,000 gold to craft. Um, that's a lot. 60 primal chaos, even though I have several hundred. Looks like I've got probably 200. Um, with all of the cost of these, 10 Awakened Frost. That's have 15,000 gold just in Awakened Frost. You need the 75,000 gold Rhyme deck. Okay, this is a complete gold sink, and I know that people have gone into this, and they're not worth it because of the crafting cost. 77,000 for the Inferno deck. I mean, come on, who's spending that much gold on a level 386 trinket that's probably going to be out leveled in Mythic Plus? So this is Inscription, Herbalism, Cooking. I decided to start on my main because I have uh, the most professions on my main. But I just kind of wanted to show, look at that, 77,000 gold loss. Casual players like me don't have 80,000 gold to just toss in the toilet. Um, but you know, there are some things that you might be able to look at that right there. This is a mixing rod. I don't know if you can sell these, but you're still losing 12,000 gold to craft these. It's just insane when you start looking at some of these that I haven't even got to yet, and how people are losing gold on everything. Oh, there's one. The contract with the Tuskar. That's something that everybody wants because you make 200 gold. Um, 220 gold on the Centaur, the Valk Draken Accord, and losing 200. Artisans Consortium losing 117. It's just, it blows me away at what the economy has done to professions. It's just, and that's why I've been so critical because um, if you've got people that are willing to sell their stuff for pennies on the dollar, again, it's like Wendy's putting everything on their menu on a dollar menu. It's the exact same. I brought this up before. It's like making everything a dollar menu item. It's pathetic. And people just don't care. There's a lot of goblins out there that um, have accumulated millions and millions of gold, so they don't care. But for the average player to make gold with profession, it's almost impossible. So anyway, that's my overview of Inscription. I'll be making some more videos in the next few days going over other professions. I know I covered several here: Inscription, Herbalism, fishing, cooking. Because this is my main, I have the most on it. But I hope it gives you a little bit of insight, something that will help you. To be honest, if you just go do dailies and sell the gray items, you're going to make more gold than you are if you're going to craft something. So hopefully that helped. All right, you guys have a great day.